Just got back from the 6-week CELL000 tour, and people have been asking what my favorite city was, what was my favorite place to play, what was the best food I ate. So I made up a whole list of all the questions that came in and wanted to share stuff with you guys. Over the course of the 6 weeks, I hit 17 states, 42 total days, 6,864 miles driven in my CRV, shitload of miles. Favorite venue to play at? Bond Brothers in Raleigh, North Carolina. They had a great sound stage, very friendly people. My buddy Aaron works there. They had an awesome green room. That was an awesome place to play. Best scenery, Camden, Maine, the sleeper pick for the tour. My buddy Ed showed us around. We saw a lot of ocean and a lot of mountains and some historic sites and some woods. A lot of trees in Maine. It was a good time. Best dinner also in Camden, Maine. We ate some kind of fancy duck, chicken, beets, Fresh & Co. Awesome meal. Can't wait to go back. Best day off activities. Chicago, Illinois. We went to go see the Cubs at Wrigley. Went to go see some Second City comedy show. Got some good eats. Late night mac and cheese. Shout out to my sister Veronica and my buddy Joel for showing us a really good time. Best sandwich. Pierre's Pizzeria and Deli in Akron, Ohio. The meatball sub was fucking amazing. Best breakfast. Far Cafe in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Went to go get some cinnamon rolls, some pumpkin vodka. Lovely little Israeli shop there. Everything was amazing. Best bagel. Udo's in Ewing, New Jersey. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Rocked. Best pizza, Mikey's Late Night Slice, Columbus, Ohio. So with Mikey's, it's not so much about the actual pizza itself. The pizza was great. It was like a big, thick, I actually got a brisket pizza, but it's about the unicorn sauce there. It's like Chick-fil-A sauce on steroids, and it was fucking rad. God, it was good. I can see a whole bunch of people just getting stoned late night and going there. Best coffee, Green Tree Coffee and Tea in Camden, Maine. They had this whole contraption where basically it was like a fresh roast that they would kind of make in front of you. And it was like literally a 20-minute process to go get a cup of coffee because there was this whole drip coffee system. I never seen anything like it, but it was fresh. The flavor was incredible. Great vibe, like a little like log cabin kind of thing. How was Penny's tour? Penny is my dog. She was hanging with Lincoln in Pittsburgh at my parents' house. They were playing nonstop, a lot of baths, a lot of cuddles, hanging out with the neighbors in the backyard, and they had a good old romp. She hates baths, but she got them. She's staying. Best thing I watched. My Cousin Vinny, never seen My Cousin Vinny. There was a Jacob Collier documentary on YouTube, which was banging. It was really, really cool. Somebody introduced me to the show Jury Duty as well. That was a great pickup on Hulu. Highest price of gas, Chicago, $4.14. Crazy, what the fuck? On the West Coast, apparently it's $7, but I haven't seen $4 gas in a whole long time. Cheapest gas in Alabama. When I stopped through, there was a Buc-ee's there, and it was $2.85. Biggest crowd, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, my hometown. Deer Valley Folk Fest and Pittsburgh Winery, both places showed up, and it was a awesome time. A lot of old friends, a lot of new friends. It was dope. Smallest crowd, Memphis. There were 10 adoring people in a tiny little basement venue, and it was intimate and lovely. Place I wish I got to spend more time, DC. I feel like I haven't really seen Washington, DC as an adult properly, and I was in and out of there in less than 24 hours, so I want to go back. Favorite song to play, Daydreams. Comes out this Friday, November 17th. Pre-save now. Favorite cover. This was one of my dad's favorites from the tour, and it is Something by the Beatles. Most enthusiastic crowd, Akron, Ohio. Fucking brought it. You would have never thought. I had a great show out there with my pal Sunflurry, and that was dope. Okay, what else we got? Best highway pit stop, Buc-ee's in Temple, Texas. I will never drive through Temple without going to that Buc-ee's. Biggest save of the day. I left my mixer at the venue in Nashville, and I got to Chicago, and I'm unpacking the car, I'm putting stuff in the venue, and realized, oh my God, I don't have a main piece of my equipment. And thank God the venue found it, and they were able to get it back. Thanks to my friend Leah. Joel also brought all his equipment to the brewery I was playing in Chicago. We pulled it off. So Joel and Leah, thank you guys. Biggest expense, the car. It sucked. Brake pads and an oil change in Jersey. Very unexpected, but the surprise $750 bill. Racking up those credit card points. Youngest baby, baby Henry, Harrisburg, 2-month-old, little cutie. Most played album in the car, Dave Matthews. Listened to a lot of Dave Matthews on this trip. Mostly Gray Street era Dave Matthews. Also listened to a lot of Goose, a lot of John Mayer, a lot of Travis, a lot of Jason Isbell, Jacob Collier. Longest drive, I drove from Pittsburgh to Maine basically in 12 hours. That was a hike. Shortest drive, Baltimore to DC, an hour. Most impressive opening act. This actually goes to a tie as well with Sunflurry in Akron, Ohio. They're gonna be opening for me in Pittsburgh on November 25th if you guys wanna come out and see them play. Stunning, stunning show. I'm actually more excited for them to play than for me to play that night. Charlie Krejci, in Raleigh, North Carolina always brings it. Charlie, put some fucking music out, please. Longest set, I did 3 hours twice in Oklahoma City and in Chicago. City I'm most excited to go back to, Chicago. It's a deep well of fun there. Best host. It's got to go out to my friend Denise. Spent 3 nights with her in Brooklyn. We ate super well, didn't miss a single workout. We laughed a lot. We got tattoos. Got a big tattoo of a submarine after a John Mayer song. Biggest surprise, cool city. Atlanta. I did not think I was going to like Atlanta as much as I did. We had a great time there. A lot of culture to be seen there. A lot of murals, a lot of music. We went to a comedy club, had some amazing burgers. And I ended up staying an extra 3 days in Atlanta, which was killer. Stay for the weekend. Partha Vinsage, shout out, awesome host. Best tour souvenir. Oh, I gotta find it. Give me one. This was a gift from my friend Liz, who was perusing a pawn shop or like an antique shop in Fort Hill, Pennsylvania. And she found this little thumbtack box that said cellos on it. It's just normal old thumbtacks, right? But it said cello on it. It was right after the gig, and she took some amazing photos and then got the coolest tour souvenir. Prized possession here. Best tour picture. This is a tie that goes to both aforementioned Liz. My sister Jack took some amazing photos in DC as well. So Liz joined me for Deer Valley Folk Fest up in the mountains. And then my sister Jack got some awesome shots in DC. Worst thing to happen. I ran out of gas on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. I'm embarrassed about it. It was not a good moment. Apparently there's a dead zone in the PA Turnpike where there's like 65 miles of no exits, no gas stations. There were big signs like, hey, last gas stop for however many miles. And I've got a really bad habit of texting and driving and emailing and driving. My phone was probably in my face and I just totally missed all these signs and I drove right through it. And I looked down and I had approximately 12 miles left of gas on my tank. Got really lucky. I pulled off at the side of the road and the PA Turnpike AAA service, their flavor of AAA, saved the day. But yeah, that was a scary moment because these cars were going like 90 miles an hour, 6 feet from my car. I waited there for about 2 hours until somebody came. So got back safe. Thanks, Pennsylvania AAA. Best audible. I was driving the back roads in Virginia, someplace I'd never thought I'd be in my entire life, going from Harrisonburg, Virginia down to Raleigh. I saw a bunch of like historic monuments and stuff from the Civil War era. Ended up going within 5 minutes of Monticello, so I stopped up and checked out the old Jefferson House. Fun surprise. Best advice that paid off the most. That came from Chris Hawks, who is a fellow touring musician. He told me to keep my overhead down and to go places where I knew people. Amazing advice, because I did my best to like bootstrapping, and I met a lot of cool people. I couch surfed a lot, and I stayed with a lot of strangers, stayed with a lot of friends. I didn't sleep in the car at all. Did my best to not spend money on food. Which was tough sometimes. Biggest risk was definitely couch surfing. Couch surfing is an app, if you're not familiar. It's a network of travelers and students and tourists and musicians and people that basically operate on a pay-it-forward system, and you can make a profile and basically say, hey, I'm in Harrisonburg, Virginia for the night, and I don't know anybody in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and that's where James Madison is. So there were people that were like, hey, I have an extra couch, or I have an extra guest room. They're like, come stay with me for the night. And I made a couple of really cool friends from the half a dozen places that I stayed with strangers. So big risk, but it definitely paid off. Best green room. Bond Brothers in Raleigh, North Carolina. Big green room, huge couches. I got in a quick nap before the show out there. They stocked it with tea, really friendly people. It was awesome. Favorite show. My favorite show was Akron, Ohio. It was a small but mighty crowd. Came out on a Tuesday. You know, there were good like 20 people there who were just there to party, there for music, there for fun. It was super engaged, and we stayed after and talked for a while, and the venue was amazing. The Rialto Theater in Akron was dope. Awesome time in Akron, and can't wait to go back. Low points of the tour, leaving my mixer in Nashville. That sucked. Coming back to Chicago, realizing I couldn't play the show that night, and Leah and Joel, you guys really bailed me out there. Thank you guys. High point, Detroit. I walked out of leaving Detroit on a total high note. Great openers. Lee and Dormont Police both opened for me in Detroit. Saw some old friends. The more people kind of like trickled into the bar, the more people got into the set, and that made me get into the set. I think it was a good show. This guy like stopped the bar at the end of the night, and he was like, you don't realize I used to live in Charlottesville, and I used to go see Dave Matthews every night. And this guy compared me to Dave Matthews, and that was quite a compliment. Home away from home, Nashville, Tennessee. Every time I'm in Nashville, it just feels like it's somewhere that I've known forever. Got a lot of good friends there. I can see myself spending some good time in Nashville for sure. What were some of your best memories? What did you guys like about the trip? Those of us that got to catch up or you saw something on social media that you want to know more about, what were your takeaways from the trip? Drop in the comments. Also, where should I go next? We've got formal requests in right now for going to the Bay in Northern California, Phoenix, and South Florida. Let me know where you want me to travel. I'm planning 2024 as we speak. I'll do my best to make it happen. Blind is streaming right now with a cover of Satellite by Dave Matthews. We got Daydreams coming out next week with a surprise cover from Jack Johnson. Yeah, thank everybody for making an awesome tour. Had a great time, and I cannot wait to go back. Thanks for the hospitality. Thanks for feeding me. Thanks for keeping me safe on the road. Until next time. Cheers.
I was on the court.
Oh, it wasn't rolling. No memory card. Thanks, man. Awesome meal. Right.